Happy Independence Day. I just got back from Arkansas from another week of testing. I got blood work done, MRIs, and a bone marrow biopsy to test and see where I'm at with the cancer treatment and the progression of healing. And I wanted to share a little bit of this journey with you guys. When they did the MRIs, they did a full head-to-toe MRI, and we're looking for progressions in the lesions I've got in the bones. What they found is this: all of the bone lesions have become stable, meaning that there's no indication of cancer growth in those lesions. The lesions are not expanding, and in fact, many of them are beginning to reduce and fill in a little bit. When they did the blood work, they look for the indicators of cancer and a couple key markers in my blood. And in those key markers, there's no indication of cancer in the blood. So that is a huge move forward in the progress of healing. Now, the labs for the blood are not as specific in looking for cancer as is the test of the bone marrow biopsy. So in the bone marrow biopsy, when I was first diagnosed last January of 24, it showed that my bone marrow was 47% cancer. And after the tandem transplants, it was tested again this last January, and it showed 0.006% cancer. So a massive reduction from where I started. From January of this year until now, it's gone from 0.006 down to 0.001% cancer. So that's, again, a six-fold improvement, but it's not zeros yet across the board. For it to be considered minimal residual disease negative, it has to be lower. It has to be zeros across the board, and I'm not quite there yet. Now, most people that get to MRD negative tend to get there within the first year after transplants. I'm approaching that year and I'm not quite there yet. So it's kind of undetermined whether or not I'm going to be able to reduce those numbers all the way down to the zeros where I'm MRD negative, or where the cancer is truly like dormant in layman's terms. And I'm finding I have to be okay with that. Regardless, as long as the cancer stays stable, I'll be on maintenance chemo for the next 3 years. If I can stay stable and not relapsing for those 3 years, then they'll begin to wean me off of chemo and then kind of go from there. But regardless, the progress has been amazing, and I'm grateful for where I'm at right now. And I'm finding that I need to be okay not knowing. I need to be okay with where I'm at, and be grateful for the progress I've made. I really was hoping that I would show as MRD negative on this round of testing. And it was kind of a kick in the gut at first, but what am I gonna do about that? I can let it eat me up inside, or look at it and say, all right, well, let's rock on. The sun still comes up and the sun still goes down, and we have to continue living our life. So I asked the doc, what does all of this mean in the big picture? And he said, there's one other thing to look at, and it's my immune system. And my markers in the immune system are looking to be very improved as well. They're not perfect, but it's much improved. And a big part of that is because I take an IV immunoglobulin once a month. That helps my immune system. And so he says, I'm looking really good. He said, it's time to start living. It's time to start doing those things that we want to do again. It's time to relax the constraints. And the way I'm taking it is it's time to start finding those limitations again. So what you guys are gonna see from me is I'm gonna start doing more adventures. I'm gonna start doing more of the things that I've loved to do. I'm gonna start sharing my journey with you guys a little bit more. I've had several people reach out to me and say, hey, where did the podcast go? Why aren't you sharing as much? And honestly, over the last several months, my medications have been pretty strong and have been wearing me out quite a bit. But now that my medications are at a level that's much more manageable, I feel like I have a little bit more reserve. I have a little bit more capacity. I don't feel totally worn out all the time. But I've also had people say things to the effect that the lessons I'm learning and the things that I'm sharing through this journey have been helping them. And they'd like to hear more from me. And so I'm going to start sharing more of this journey. A lot of people following these channels are also going through this kind of cancer themselves. And if I can share something that helps anybody go through this or your own struggles and help you find your own strength and resilience through these things in life that would love nothing more than to tear us down. If we can find ways to fight back together and grow stronger through these shared experiences, I want to do that. So you're going to start seeing more of that from me as well. I've got a lot of big things planned for this year upcoming, and I look forward to taking you guys on this journey of healing, of recovery, of health, and of maximizing this life that we're given. So until next time, make today great. Talk to you soon.